Well, how you guys doing? File91e here. Just a quick little, well, not, probably won't be that quick, but it's going to be a bonus video. Um, 2013. What I kind of want to do here is a 2013 year in review. I want to give you kind of a month-by-month breakdown of all the stuff that apparently went on with me this year. I went through my Tumblr and my Twitter and my Facebook, and because I do know that 2013 was it was tough on me. It wasn't exactly tough in more senses than others, but for the most part it was pretty tough, and I know it was tough for a lot of other people too. So I'm trying to hope that this is kind of like a final nail in the coffin, and 2014 we'll get stuff going. I also have a list of all my favorite songs from 2013. They're not in any particular order, and they're not all songs that came out this year. These were songs that I listened to a lot in 2013. They kind of meant something to me in 2013, so they're my 2013 songs, the songs that I listened to the most during this year. So, and they're not Disney songs. This isn't really a Disney thing. This is just kind of a kind of a perspective video for old File91e, because it is December 31st. We're about to get into the new year, and I'm about to go out and have some fun and eat some dinner and be with my friends and all that. And I really am hoping that 2014 will not necessarily bring me good things, because I got to go out and get them. That's one thing I learned in 2013, is you got to go out and get the stuff that you want, rather than just expect that it's going to be handed to you. That's not how life works. Life doesn't work like that. You gotta go out and take life by the horns and take what you want. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, I suppose that's alright. Alright, so let's get into this. Let's see, because I don't remember January too much, because literally it was a year ago. January, Pop was sick, but he was still alive. That was, I guess you could say a plus, although then at the time it was kind of wearing me down. It wasn't too good. He wasn't feeling good. He wasn't enjoying himself. I was still working at my job. I am still working at my job, same job. I've been there about 7 years now, so that's pretty crazy. At the time, I was also, I liked a girl, and I thought that she liked me, and it was, it was kind of a cool thing. I thought 2013 might be something good, because, it was kind of an optimistic 2014 because of that. But more on that later, I guess you could say. And I'm not going to be giving away names or anything on this. That's just stupid. I was introduced to Game of Thrones, which is pretty cool, because I'm not a big TV watcher. I don't watch TV shows religiously, although I do love Parks and Recreation. That's one of my favorites, but I can watch that on Netflix and just kind of go through. And same thing with How I Met Your Mother. But Game of Thrones is one of the ones this past year, that I watched regularly. I made sure to watch it, whenever it came on, so that was nice. And also in January, I was working on weight loss still. It was kind of a thing, with the whole pop stuff. It kind of had slowed down, especially with the holidays and everything, but I really wanted to do some stuff with that, and obviously that didn't quite work out, because I'm a lot heavier now than I was back in January, but who knows? I think 2014 will see a change, hopefully. Moved on to February. Again, I was still working on the weight loss, but that was when the whole girl thing didn't work out. One thing about this year that I learned about myself is I kind of let people take stuff from me without really putting up too much of a fight. I give too much of myself without really asking anything in return, and that's kind of a selfish thing on their part. It's not how relationships should work. Relationships are give and take and different things like that. When one person's giving out too much and the other one is not really, I guess, pulling the weight, and one person's not exactly happy and the other one is. It doesn't really ever work out. We wanted different things. I really don't think she thought of me as anything like that, but she did wind up taking some stuff. Like she took my good my good emotions and things like that. It was tough. It just didn't work out, let's just say. And so that was kind of a tough thing. I didn't quite like that. But I did one thing about that I learned. I learned one thing from my grandfather. He just, he was always kind of in and out during the cancer and everything. But he did give me one piece of advice. He was like, when it comes to this stuff, just take it one day at a time. Don't try to force anything, and don't try to rush into anything. Just one day at a time. If one day something's bad, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. It could be something, nothing that you were, ever thinking of. And now, we live in a society nowadays where it's so instant communication, and, like cell phones and things like that. And there's a text, and then there's no text and all that stuff. And, a lot of people can create these illusions in your head, and I did that. And it's like, oh my God, oh no, this, that, and the other. But the one thing he said, just take it one day at a time. Because if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it's not, then it's not. But you really can't worry yourself about it. And I know he was right. And that's one of those things I actually did take to heart. And so, that really helped me with that. Also, Super Bowl. It was the Super Bowl that month, and just the fact that we made it, my Baltimore Ravens made it to the Super Bowl was amazing. The fact that we beat Denver Broncos a couple weeks earlier than that was just outrageous. That was in January too. That was the Mile High Miracle. But the fact that we made it to the Super Bowl and we won was great, because my pop got to see that and he really enjoyed it. We had a nice big party. We had these awesome epic nachos, and he really enjoyed that. And it was just cool. It was cool because my whole family was there and we really enjoyed it. And I really oh, sorry about that. Oh God. See, it's kind of funny because that phone never rings, and when it does, it's usually somebody trying to sell us stuff. I don't know why I pay for that phone. Anywho, but yeah, so it was just nice, and it was a cool thing, and it was just a special time, and something I'll never ever forget, and it was really great. I also got a new bed, which was kind of the biggest thing for me that that month, and you can see it behind me. So it was a nice big new bed. I had been needing a new bed. I was just terrible, my old one, and it's amazing what a new bed can really do for you. It can make you feel better because you're sleeping better, and it's just great, and I'm really happy with it. So I love you, bed. That's my favorite thing. It doesn't go anywhere. It stays right there, and it's always there for whenever I need it. So I got a new bed. It was great. It got some good sheets and different things like that. I spoil myself, especially when I'm sleeping. So yeah. Okay, so moving on to probably the worst month of 2013. It's March. It started out pretty good because I had just built a new computer, so that was really cool. And I really was digging it. I have it right over here now. It's being used a lot more than it ever was, because of the coming back from my hiatus. But it was really cool, and I really like it, and I'm super proud of it because I hand built it from the ground up. Well, I put it together. Let's just say I didn't put the I didn't build the graphics card or anything like that, but I put it all together and it works and everything's great with it. I haven't had any problems this so far, so I'm hoping that, I get a couple good years out of it, because I'm really treating it all right. But that was really good. I got some awesome purple shoes for the Ravens, and it kind of leads me into my other thing, the song Thrift Shop, which I didn't. What's weird, I didn't put that on my list, but Thrift Shop, that was around this time that Thrift Shop had come out. And I absolutely loved that song. I mean, it was huge in 2013. And so it was, I kind of go to thrift shops now because of that song. And that was one of my first real good buys, was a brand new pair of Chuck Taylor shoes for $8. So, I mean, those are normally like $50, $60. So I thought that was really good. The fact that they had my size and everything right there, I thought that was really neat. And I got them for $8, so that was really good. I also became a grill master, quote unquote. I became just grilling and doing things. I really was into it. My Pop had gotten a grill, and he said, as long as you can take care of it, I'll buy the grill. And he enjoyed all the stuff that I made from that, and he really enjoyed that. But it's weird, when he was dying, the last couple things that he really liked to eat were the McDonald's fish sandwiches, the McFish or whatever it is. I don't eat that, but he loved it. Because he when he was diabetic and he couldn't eat all that stuff normally because it would mess up his numbers. And but when he was dying, he just went all out. He said, "Give me a fish sandwich." He would always call me before I came home from work. "Hey, can you stop and give me a fish sandwich?" "No problem, Pop. I gotcha." He was like, "I'll pay you back. Don't worry. I'll splurge on you, buddy. That's good stuff. I miss that, man. Also, Game of Thrones had started. I was single, and then unfortunately, the one thing that carried over from the girl that I liked was that she had got me into Game of Thrones, and I just could not stop watching Game of Thrones. So, of course, I was going to watch Game of Thrones, and I really enjoyed that. That was so good, and I got other people into it, so that was kind of a neat thing. And I can appreciate Game of Thrones now, which is a big thing. It was a big thing for me, because in 2013. But the main thing about March was that my grandfather died. He passed away, and that was tough. He was one of my favorite people ever, and I'm always going to miss him. I'm always going to remember everything that he taught me. And it was tough for me for the year. That really shook me down, and I needed some time to kind of figure myself out. It really shook me to my core, and when stuff like that happens, I think everybody needs to take time to really evaluate themselves, and that's kind of what I did. He taught me so much, and I always try to live with the knowledge of the stuff that he used to he impart on me, and that was just a really tough thing for me. He was a very big part of my life. He was essentially my father. He helped me grow. I lived with him pretty much my whole life, and he was everything to me. I mean, same thing with my grandmother. When she goes, it's going to be just as bad. So I'm not looking forward to that. But she's healthy and doing doing really well. So I'm hoping that's not for another many more years. But yeah, that was March, and it really the year didn't really get any better or worse. From that point, I just kind of was in a haze, and it wasn't until recently that I kind of shook the haze and decided to really get my life back on track. April was pretty much just moving on from the death of my grandfather, and that's kind of been my entire year, just figuring out what I was allowed to grieve. I did grieve, but at some point you have to move on. You can't keep living in the past, and you just, you can't let that one thing dictate your whole life. You have to move on. You have to keep progressing forward. As terrible as it was, you'll never ever forget the person, but you have to move forward. You can't let their death dictate your whole life. You know, that moving on does not say that that you don't love them as much. Moving on does not say that, you're forgetting them. Moving on is what they would have wanted you to do, to live your life, to live, life to the best that you possibly can. And that's what I've been trying to get myself back on track, and I'm finally setting up for 2014 to really do that. And I'm really excited to at the prospect of it. So April really was a big haze. Not a whole lot happened. Easter happened. It was the first holiday since Pop died. I really want to thank all my friends and people that supported me for sticking with me throughout that whole time. I wasn't exactly the nicest person ever. It was tough. I'm not going to lie. It was a tough thing, and I didn't like it, but that's just kind of what we dealt with. And another thing is I got a new iPhone, my iPhone 5, so that's what April brought up. Then we move on to May. May was pretty big because I'd figured out some stuff, and I decided, I knew what was going on. I wasn't exactly having the best year up to that point, getting dumped and do all that stuff, and then my grandfather dying with that, and it just kind of steamrolled. I wasn't exactly in the best place mentally, so I moved on, and my best friend moved into a new apartment, so that was a cool thing. It's kind of like a different place to hang out, and just it really made me realize that it's like time to move on and time to grow up and do things like that. I'm 27 years old. Sorry, I keep aging myself by a year. I'm 27 years old, and I'm not getting any younger. Time to move on and live life. So I did decide to try for Disneyland next year, this coming year, 2014. I'm really making a go to Disneyland and get all that stuff in. So I'm trying that. I want to hopefully save up all the money that I get from tax refunds and things like that. We'll just have to see what happens. But as of right now, I am going to Disneyland with my brother. He's the only person that I think is going. Bob wants to go, but it's a money thing, so it's going to be tough. He moved out. So I also did my first color run, which was interesting because 2013 I started running, like actually running, and no, I'm sorry, I did my second color run, but 2013 I was ready to go with the running. I was doing getting my times right. I was really like going for it, but unfortunately I wasn't really taking care of myself. Like physically, I would run, and that's good. I can still run. I'm good. But my weight, went up, and my knee decided to not like me anymore because of my weight going up and the fact that running is really hard on your joints. So, 2014, I am going to do running again, but I haven't ran in a while because my knee started hurting. So I wanted to cut some weight, hopefully cut a lot of weight. And ow, that burned. I forgot that heater was on. That's what I plan on doing. I would like to get in on that and start running again, get healthy. That's what I want to do, because I'm not one of those people who focuses mainly on being one of those health conscious people. A lot of people nowadays, especially, it's okay to be fat. It's okay to be this. Yes, it is. As long if you're big and healthy and you're content being like that, then you do you. That is so awesome. I'm not content being like that. I want to be a little healthier. I don't like my joints hurting as much as they do. I don't want to have the high blood pressure and all that stuff and the diabetes that comes along with it. Not everybody will get them. Not everybody gets those pains. And if you are living a life like that and you're happy with it, keep doing it and keep being happy. I'm not happy with the way I am. It affects my mood. It affects, everything about me being overweight, and I want to fix that. So I'm going to fix that. But 2013, it really, became a year where if you weren't a part of something, or if you bullied somebody, or if you did this, you did that, you were really up a creek without a paddle, if you know what I mean. And, part of that, like, some of that I really agree with, some I really don't. I think people need to be people, and not everybody's going to be the same as other people. There's always going to be somebody out there who wants to bring you down. There's always going to be somebody out there who doesn't agree with you. As long as you can move past that and still live your life happy, that's fine. But I don't like the idea that people are telling me how to live my life and that I'm wrong if I believe in something or if I'm wrong if I don't. I don't like that. I am my own person. I believe things. If you believe other things, that's what you believe, and you can do that and rock that all the way through. But if I don't agree with you, that's my opinion. But I'm not going to go out and just start saying stuff to other people that they're wrong or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it is what it is, and I just noticed that in 2013, everybody's trying to tell people how to live and how to be a good person. The only person that can dictate who a good person is you as a person. So, that was my rant on that. So I discovered Vine, which was nice. That was really fun. It got me kind of into making little videos every now and then, so that was really cool. It helps me send stuff to Twitter, my neglected Twitter page. Although I went back and looked at Twitter because I do the Jam of the Morning stuff. That was kind of cool. So, I do update every day, which is kind of weird. But I really don't update with much to say. I'm not like one of the awesome Twitter people. But yeah, that was fun. I discovered Vine and Instagram and all that stuff. I got central air installed in the house. That was a big thing because we always had those window units. But now the central air thing was great, and I really like it. People who have that central air, that's a good thing. Now the big thing about May was that I decided that I was going to take a break from my Disney show because I really, at that point, I was not in the mood to do any more Disney shows and put on the File91e face and the File91e hat. And I am File91e, but there's an element of elaboration and enhancement that goes with each of my shows. I'm not always File91e all the time, Mr. Disney all the time. I still talk about it, but there's other things I talk about. I like other things. There's so many other things that go along with being a 27-year-old male in the world. So but I decided I needed some time away just to figure myself out, especially with everything that had been going on. So that was the big thing from May, was that I decided to stop. Now June, the start of June was great because that's always my birthday, but I took some time off of work and I saw John Williams in concert at the BSO. That was great. I went to Washington, D.C. with my grandmother and my brother. That was fun. We went to the Smithsonian. We ate at the Tune-In Diner. It was just a good time. Really good time just to reconnect with family and all that stuff. And that's mainly what I spent the rest of my year doing, is just getting back in touch with all my family and things. Other stuff happened in June, like at work, but then there was, I went to Hershey Park for the first time in forever with my friend, and that was a good day. I got away, and even though I'm a bigger guy and I can't fit on rides a lot at other amusement parks or theme parks, whatever. Like Disney, I can fit on everything because Disney caters to bigger people, but for the most part, I could not really enjoy everything that Hershey Park offered. But I did like, the themed attractions, and the place is really nice. I walked around it. I got some good exercise, and overall, I had a great time. It was just a great day. July and August were pretty big for me because I decided to really kind of let loose and go out and start having some fun. And all throughout the year, I pretty much started to do that. I go out with friends and you have some drinks, do some fun, have some fun times, be responsible. That's a big thing. That's whenever I go out and have a good time with some friends, I like to be responsible, and that's a huge thing. Don't just be like the Jersey Shore people and just go and puke and fall on your face and everything like that. If you're going to go out and have a good time with friends, let's say, just be responsible, figure out who's going to be driving and whatnot, and if you can't, just take a cab, call a friend, call your parents, whatever. Believe me, I'm sure they'd rather have you alive than dead in a car crash because of drunk driving. So always be responsible. File91e's. So in July, I went down to Ocean City for the first time alone with my friends. Like, usually whenever I go down to Ocean City, it's always with my family and everything like that. We have a condo down there. But this was one of the few times that my grandmother, who owns the condo, said, just go down with your friends and have a good time. Because she trusted me, because I'd been down there forever, and I wanted to make sure that I knew, how to do everything. It was a crazy adventure. It was fun, I mean, the excitement started off as soon as we got there, because I had forgotten my key to the, to the apartment, so I had to wake somebody up in the middle of the night, that, a neighbor, and we had to borrow their key for the apartment, and we went in, and it was just a whole crazy thing. We went, we went out to dinner, played mini golf, boardwalk, all the stuff that you do when you're at the beach. We went to the beach, and then we went on the Sea Rocket, which was nice, like a speedboat that goes up and down the coast. So that was always fun. I was really a good time, especially when I was on the Sea Rocket, because I hate swimming in the ocean because of the sharks and other things that can kill you in the ocean. But being on a boat, and especially just a boat that's going fast, you just got some music, good music playing, and you're just relaxing. Nobody's talking, It's just a good time to really just space out and enjoy the fact that there is this massive amount of water. Enjoy being on the earth and everything like that. And I was going through a weird transformation, because I kind of am not into full alternative healing. You know how some people are like, oh, just sniff some this or light this herbal scent and you can cure cancer. Now, I don't believe that. I still believe in medicine, but I think there is something to alternative healing, whether it be just an effect that it has on your mind or if it actually is affecting you physically. I do believe in alternative healing, and the whole ASMR community on YouTube, I really dig that. It really it helps me sleep. It helps me just be kind of relaxed, and whenever I'm feeling stressed out, I meditate now, and it's really cool. I really dig it. Yoga, that's a whole big thing. I like it. I dig it, and that's one thing that I came to learn. I got some new editing software for the big computer, and that pretty much completed the computer build, and that's what got me going. I was like, okay, now I can actually start editing and doing things with this computer. And that's kind of I started prepping for my Disney show return, because I was starting to miss it, and people were bugging me to get back on it, and I wanted to be responsible, this time around. I was starting to think more clearly, so I was really getting stuff going, and I was really enjoying that. But I knew I wasn't coming back until like after the summer and all that stuff, because I wanted to still enjoy my summer. But there was a time, guys, when I wasn't going to come back. That was going to be my last show, and I wasn't ever going to come back. I was so content with not doing this anymore, because I was so messed up in the head, and I did not want to just have to deal with that responsibility anymore. And then, after calming down for a couple months, I realized, how much I really dug it, and I really missed you guys. And this is kind of therapy for me, being able to talk, even if nobody answers, like word of view, I'd still think, at least, even if one person viewed it, I'd still, it's kind of like therapy, sort of. So, I'm using you guys as my therapists, so take it easy. Oh yeah, this was funny. Over the July 4th weekend, I was on OkCupid, and I've always been on OkCupid. I stopped now because OkCupid is almost terrible. But some people have had success with it, so whatever. I have not. I was opening my mind and saying, okay, well, let's see what would happen, if I went on a date with somebody that I I knew I wasn't compatible with, because I know who I'm compatible with, but there's certain people out there who still want to date me because I'm a nice guy and this, that, and the other. But I know I'm not compatible with them. So, let's expand my horizons a little bit and let's go on a date with that person. So I went on a date with one of those people, and it was the worst first date I have ever had. And I'll give you the long and short version. We've been talking for a week or two. We had been kind of we had some things in common, other things we didn't, but whatever. We decided to go bowling, to dinner and bowling. So it's a first date, right? Dinner and bowling. So on the way to the dinner, she decides to text me and say, "No, I don't want to go to dinner with you." Okay. Why? Well, I'm bringing my friend and her friend that she had just talked to and met earlier that day. It was an OkCupid date as well. You don't ever meet somebody on OkCupid the day that you meet them, because who knows who they are, especially in this day and age with all the people going crazy. So whatever. Now this one-on-one date has become a double date. I guess she was nervous about meeting me, even though we had been talking for a little bit, and she kind of knew I wasn't absolutely batshit insane, or I wasn't crazy or anything like that. So we get to, I get there, and sure enough, there's 3 people getting out of the car. I meet her, and she starts lighting up a cigarette. Now look, okay, I can kind of overlook that. My parents have smoked. I'm not a smoker. I even tried during my time off. I was experimenting with different things. I've tried smoking cigars and different things like that. I don't like it. It makes my teeth look nasty, and it smells, and it's not cool, and I don't like the smoking. I don't. So where was I? So, so she starts puffing away. Now, she had told me that she is a social smoker. She really only smokes every so often. No, she's one of those people that, like, her purse was her cigarette case, so she had all the stuff packed in there. I was like, oh, dear. Oh, Lord. Okay, whatever. Let's move on. Benefit of the doubt. She could be a great person. If just the thing is that she smokes, I can move on from that, even though that's a big no-no for me, smoking. So, we go down. She wouldn't let me pay for anything, which is kind of a weird thing. I'm kind of that guy, like, if we're on a date, I want to try to pay, for you guys, because I figure that's kind of how it works. I'm an old-fashioned guy. Call me old-fashioned. I'm totally up for the I am woman, hear me roar. I hear you guys. But as a guy, I have to just pay for the first date. Let me pay for the first date. She would not let me. Okay, whatever. I hear you. You are woman. I hear you roar. Let's move on. Whatever. Let me at least buy you a drink. So I finally, we bowled and different things like that. The guy that she was with, or her friend was with, he was a tool. He was just a terrible person, and god-awful person. Her friend was okay, and she was okay, but they kept talking amongst each other. I'm trying to get a word in edgewise, but I really couldn't. I would just kind of bowl and do my thing, and toward the end of it, my whole goal was to beat that guy, and yes, I destroyed him. I am not a good bowler, but I can bowl when I have to. I can handle my own. I'm not that bad. But toward the end, I asked, if she wanted the drink. Yes, okay. I bought her a drink. That worked out. Some stuff happened there. It took a little too long for her liking, so she started getting on me about that, which is funny because you shouldn't be getting on anybody on the first date. And then we're talking all kinds of weird stuff about that. And then she wanted to go to a different bar in an area of the town that I really did not want to be in. I was trying to just get out of this date because around halfway through my second set of bowling, I realized I did not want to be there, and I wanted to leave, and this was not going anywhere. So we leave. Me being a nice guy, decided, okay, let's go to this place, whatever. Maybe we can finally talk there, because first date, you gotta talk. So we go to the place and do all that, and on the way there, she gets a flat tire. Now, look, it takes me a minute to figure out what I need to do whenever crazy stuff happens that I'm not prepared for. So she had a flat tire. Okay, do you have a donut? Let's figure out what's going on. Her friend is already getting down on their hands and knees and doing this tire. Okay, you are a woman. I hear you roar. You go do it. I wasn't going to get involved with anything. They knew what was going on. But then you got the guy over there who's trying to act like he knows what he's doing. They're trying to get the wheel off of it after they already jacked the car up, even though that doesn't work. I tried to say stuff. Nobody was listening to me. And then, whatever, they called AAA. They got it working. I wasn't really paying attention at that point because I just wanted to go home. Because I was like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm done with this situation. So she goes, all right, we're not going to this place. I've had a really terrible evening, this, that, and the other. I just want to go home. Oh, thank God. Thank you, God, for doing that, letting me go home. So I decided, okay, whatever. I'll at least follow you on your way home, just so you get home safe and whatever happens. Because hey, nice guy right here. Nice guy has to at least help out a little bit. So we finally go to her place, wherever it is, and her friends were going to take her home, and I just was like, okay, whatever, I'm done. They make a left, I make a right to go back to my house, and that's done. I was done with it. I get a text from her the next, and it wasn't the nenext day. It was the next day, but it was like way late, and she was like, well, I guess, since you didn't text me today that it's not going to work out. And I was like, yeah, pretty much. I tried to let her, let her down nice. Yeah, I really don't think we clicked and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, of course we didn't click. You wouldn't talk. And I'm like, oh my God. And judging by the length of this video, you know that I can talk. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll let her have that one. If that's what she needs to say to make her feel better about this whole situation, I'll let her have it. I just said, okay, thank you, bye. And I haven't heard from her ever again. And I hope she's doing okay. I don't want to wish bad blood on anybody. But that was probably the worst first date I'd ever been on. So yes, that was a long story, but I don't care. I'm venting 2013. So if you guys are watching this still, congratulations. You are bored, it seems like. So anyway, okay, moving on to August. It was cool because I had a poker night with the guys. I was feeling really better about myself. Still am. That whole first date thing did not shake me at all. I was able to shake stuff off. Going through the stuff that I did earlier in the year kind of hardened me to things, and that's kind of a good thing. You got to kind of build some form of toughness, especially when crappy stuff like that happens. And so that really didn't shake me at all. I just thought it was a funny story. And I was still exploring new things. It was just a good time. And I have become less stressed. The one thing I actually learned from that was this thing. Even though I don't like smoking, the whole vapor thing, like the water vapor stuff, is really kind of interesting. I'm not going to say it's cool because I don't want it to lead to anybody smoking. I'm a firm not smoker, but this is kind of neat. I mean, just the fact that this thing can turn to water vapor, and I'm sure somebody will find something wrong with it, but I do puff on this every now and then, and I don't know, it just gives me something to do with my hands, and so it's not hurting me in any way. I don't think. At least they haven't come out with anything that says it. But once they come out with something that says, yeah, you're going to get cancer from it, that's when I'm like, okay, let's throw that away. But yeah, so that was kind of it. On Instagram, I started doing my jam of the morning, which is kind of fun. So that gives me a reason to post to Twitter every day, jam of the morning, where I give you my song of the morning that I like on the way to work. So I think that's pretty fun. A lot of people like that, I guess, especially if it's a good song. I signed up for Birchbox, which is a thing where I'm big into kind of skincare and smelling good and things like that. Even though I am a fat guy, I really like to take care of myself. I got a lot of colognes and different things like that. But Birchbox is cool because you get a box filled with deluxe size samples of things and one full size sample of something. And the whole object is that they want you to buy, after you sample it, they want you to buy something from it. You pay $20 a month, and it's kind of like a cool little gift to myself every month. So at the end of every month, I get a nice little box in the mail, and it has all kinds of cool facial products and colognes and things. It's kind of like body care stuff, for men. There's also one for women, so check it out, birchbox.com. Very neat. Our new kitchen, we got a new kitchen. It was started in early July, and it finally got finished in late August, and we were able to cook and do stuff with it, and it's finally all done now. You know, and it looks really cool, and I dig it. That was cool. I got to go to an O's game, which was nice. I was big into baseball this year because I love my Orioles and everybody that's in it. And I don't know. I guess it gives me something to root for when football's not on. So, but whatever, football. I love football. And the biggest thing of August was I bought a new car. That was a big thing for me. I really I wasn't planning on getting a new car this year, but the guy kind of talked me into it, and it was a good deal because he wanted my used car because they sell more used cars now than anything else. And I got a new 2013 Hyundai Santa Fe, and I'm not paying any more than I would have, with my old car. So that was, it was a good deal for me, and I thought it was all right, and signed the dotted line, and boop, got a new car, and I really dig it. It's running a lot better than my old car did. My old car was having a lot of transmission issues, and I would have to get a new transmission every year, and it was all part of the warranty, but I didn't like the fact that I was having to go in for a new transmission every year. So whatever, I got a new one and haven't looked back since. September was kind of a big kind of a big month for me. It was different. First off, I started off with the Pirates of the Caribbean marathon with my friends over my friend Bob's house, and that was kind of a cool thing. I just remember that fondly. That was a good night. I also saw Nick Offerman in concert. He's the guy that plays Ron Swanson on Parks and Recreation. He has a concert or a show that he does. It's music, comedy, that sort of thing, and it's just it was a great night. I took my brother, and we really enjoyed it. That was part of me trying to get out into the world and do stuff and see different things, and I still do that nowadays. I'm going to Disney on Ice in February. So I want to be trying to go out and see different things and just keep going out into the world and seeing what the world has to offer. That's one thing. Don't be a shut-in too much. You got to go out and see the world. If you don't have any stories at the end of your life, you're really kind of messed up. So you got to go out and have some stories. Go get some stories. Go make some stories. I grew a goatee and I've kept it, and I really like it. I think I look good with facial hair. A lot of people keep telling me, you look good with facial hair. So I want to keep this, and I don't know. That was kind of good. Now the big thing about September was I actually did for a period of time there. I thought I was dying. I work in a hospital, and through no fault of my own or anybody else's, I deal with needles a lot, and something happened. She got sick, and I wound up sticking a needle into my wrist, and it was bad. And because the needle had just come out of her, I had no idea if she had, AIDS, HIV, any of that stuff. So I got really scared. And at that point, when I realized, no matter what, I either have this or I don't, because there's no way to stop it at that point. So, I dealt with that, and I went in, I got my blood drawn, but the blood draw thing takes a long time to kind of come back, the results. So, it was about a month-long thing where I thought I was either going to die or was dying, because the guy, told me if I didn't call you in 2 weeks, then, it could be something bad, that sort of thing. So around week 3 and 4, I really was like, whatever. So that's when I really got into the, the spiritual healing and stuff, and I just kind of zenned out, and I wasn't as stressed as I thought I would be. And then he called me, and he finally said, "Hey, you're okay, everything's fine." And that was a big thing for me. It was kind of my first real brush with death. That it wasn't really even a brush at all, because I was fine, but. It's weird when you think that you're going to die. When you have that knowledge, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to die now. Or I'm going to have to deal with this, and, I will die eventually. I know it sounds stupid because nothing really ever happened or came of it. But for me, it was a big deal because I wasn't as depressed as I thought I would be about it. And it was kind of good for me because I kind of zoned everything out. I realized that I can handle things, and if I just go deep into some form of meditation or stuff like that, I can kind of calm myself down and not be as intense about it. So it wasn't that bad, but it wound up being very good because I'm A-okay. My blood work came back immaculate. I didn't even have high blood pressure at that, or a high cholesterol, so that was really good. October was cool because it was filled with 5Ks. I did the Purple Stride and that's for pancreatic cancer, and then I did the Susan G. Komen race for the cure, which is for breast cancer. I did both of them. My grandmother went with me for the Susan G. Komen. She did the 1K, I did the 5K. And that was when my knee started really hurting, and that's when I started really resolving myself to 2014 being a year that I get, my weight under control. Like, literally starting tomorrow, I'm doing like this shake. There's like the shakes, like, you blend it all up. You get the NutriBullet, you blend it all up and things like that. That's kind of what I'm going for. I'm really hoping that works out. So we'll see, who knows, maybe by the end of next year I'll do a video where you can see the transformation. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. That would be really neat. Halloween happened, and that was really the first big of the three, like the three big ones: Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. And Pop wasn't there for that, and it was cool. I was actually okay with it. I dedicated a lot of what I did to Pop because he always hated the fact that I decorated his house so much. And I bought tons more stuff. Love you, Pop. November, I did the final color run of the year. That was fun. I just had a blast doing it. Whenever I did 5Ks, I always really had something in my head. Like, I always wanted somebody at the finish line to really wish me on. And it never really happened that way because I'm still single. But with the color run, I just was so focused on just being happy and enjoying it. No matter what, being alone is fine. Just don't let it get you down so much that you won't open yourself up to somebody else. Because a lot of people who are alone, they get real depressed, and then nobody wants to be around them, and they don't want to be around anybody, and that just kind of spirals out of control. But the one thing about being alone is you just gotta kind of deal with it, and when something happens, just go with it. Take it one day at a time, like my grandfather said. So so with the color run, I just enjoyed it. It was just me, and I enjoyed it, and that wasn't a bad thing. I really did have a great time. I went and saw Disney on Ice with my friend Sherry. She's been so good. She's a girl that I work with, and or a woman that I work with, whatever. She's like my best friend. And it all works out. No, we cannot get together because it's an age thing, I guess you could say, and no, we're like really good friends. She has my back, I have hers, and it's always really great. So I went to Disney on Ice with Sherry, and we had a blast, and it was cool. It was cool, like going on a date with somebody that you're not trying to pursue a relationship with. So that's just that. You should do that more often. That's very fun. And it was funny because we park, in the same place. Sherry and I saw a deer, which was random. I live in Baltimore City. You don't get deer in the city, but sure enough, this deer was smack dab in the middle of the city, right in our parking lot, and it just kind of just chilled and stared at us while we were staring at it. And she wanted to kind of like go up and touch it. I'm like, Sherry, don't touch it, guys. It probably has ticks. And But no, she didn't touch it. The deer just kind of went away, and it was just kind of weird just to see that. It's like one of those cool little things that you just sit back and enjoy because the deer's there, and you just enjoy it, see nature, and be right there, and you realize that there's so much stuff around you. It's really cool. Another girl kind of came into my life at a time when I said I'm not going. As soon as I said I'm not going to. I want to be single for, for the rest of the year, which I am. Another girl came into my life, and it was kind of the same situation as the first one. Like, I started out the year this way, and I ended the year this way, and I promised myself I'm not going to do this ever again. She came in, she was saying all this kind of nice stuff, and, just really, she was saying the nice stuff, but it was always in the back of my mind that something was up, something was wrong. Because it was too much too quick. Again, you got to take this a day at a time. I knew something was going on, and sure enough, it didn't work out. Let's just say that you know, it was her going through a tough time, and she thought, I guess she needed help with it, and she turned to a guy who just wanted, you know, most girls who like me just want my niceness, if that makes any sense. They want a guy that they can just come and run to, and and then they think it's something more, and then they lead you on to believe that it's something more, and then when they realize it's not something more, and then that they feel better and they want to go back to their previous relationship, they dump you like a sack of potatoes and go on to the other one. So just be careful out there. Relationships don't happen just like that, you know. Think about your best friend. Were you best friends with that person from day one? Usually 9 times out of 10 not. It's a gradual progress. It happens over time, and you can like the person right off the bat. You can be like, okay, you're cool, but you know, relationships and stuff like that don't exactly happen overnight. So just, you know, one thing I learned is just to kind of be cautious and not take everybody at their word right off the bat, because you really see a person after some time had gone by. So that was kind of a tough thing. That's one of the weird things that's been going on, like, in the past month or two. But I'm fine with it, you know. I mean, it happened, but whatever. That is just, you roll with the punches and you go on, and you learn from it. You try to take all the negatives that you have in your life and you learn from them. Also, I came back to my YouTube show at the beginning of November, and I love you guys. So thanks for watching this. Thanks for sticking with me all these years. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure how long this is. We're almost at an hour. Good Lord, an hour of me talking. But it's going to be a little bit longer. This is, again, therapy for Nick. Therapy for File91e. But yeah, so I came back to my YouTube show, and still going strong. I'm really looking forward to my next week's stuff. In December, obviously, the girl didn't work out, and I learned something about myself, which was that I let people walk all over me, and I don't want to do that. Again, it's a two-way street, relationships, and if you're not getting what you think you deserve, you got to talk to the person, and I guess you might work out, you might work stuff out, but then you might not. So you just got to be, aware about that. There was a crazy Christmas party. We all went out and just had a crazy, weird time. And that was a fun story. We went out to it was a holiday party for our company. We went out and we went to the holiday portion at the place that they wanted us to, which was a hotel. We had gotten rooms and everything, so I was able to stay at a hotel overnight, which I like to do because it's kind of like a mini vacation. But afterwards, we went out to this section of Baltimore called Power Plant, which has all the nightclubs and things like that. When we went to this club and crazy stuff happened, there was literal blood, sweat, and tears when I say that. And everybody wound up being okay, which makes the story great. If people had wound up being not okay, then the story wouldn't have been funny and I wouldn't have mentioned it. But everybody wound up okay. Scars are now here, and tears were healed and everything like that, or cured or whatever. But overall, it was a good time. So yes, I had a great time with that party. I did need that crazy night, by the way. Another thing that I think I need a new change of scenery, either with my job or my living situation. I just realized I need to do more, and the money that I'm making now isn't where I want to be, because you can't live off of this stuff that I'm making. Like the amount that I'm making. So I'm not exactly sure where I want to be in the next few years. I know 2014 for the most part I'll be here, but I am actively seeking some either a new employment for more money or a new place to live, that sort of thing. So I think I need a new change of scenery. Even though we were blown out, I did go to a Ravens game with my brother. That was always fun, and I had a great time there. Good stories, good times, and it was a great weather. We could not have had better weather. It was like I was able to wear a hoodie, no gloves and anything, in the middle of December. So it was excellent. And all right, now I can just finish it for this year. It's basically, we had Christmas, and we did good, considering how tough Christmas is usually for the holidays. A lot of people think about the year and how bad it was, and we lost Pop and everything like that, but we did a good job without him, and I think he'd be proud. I know he was with us in spirit, if you believe in that, and it was cool, and I really think that it'll be okay. We got to come up with some new traditions and whatnot. But he was there. We had his picture there, and it was good. We persevered through, and I'm proud of me. My family for moving on, and I think we finally are ready to go on in this new era that we have without Pop. And again, we'll always remember the lessons that he taught us and everything. And it's always good to have memories. That's why you gotta go out and live life, so you can have memories. And I'm prepped, like I said, and ready for 2014. I'm ready to try to get healthy and do things again. And I'm ready to go out and just enjoy life. So I appreciate you listening to me for an hour. Hopefully you can, if you just wanted my top songs of the 2013, you just skip right to it. But I really need to get this out and really put a final nail in 2013 so I can get prepped and ready to go for 2014. So thanks for listening to me and my rambling about 2013. I really, it was a tough year for me when I go back and think about it, but a lot of good happened this year too. That a lot of, we so focus on the negative stuff that we forget that good things have happened as well. And you gotta remember that. Okay, so after all that, that being said, I love you guys. Thanks so much for making 2013, for just being there and not letting me just fall off the map. And you guys, I'll always love you guys for that. But now, moving on, these are my songs, my top songs of 2013. These are songs that I listened to a lot that meant something to me in 2013. They didn't necessarily come out in 2013, but these are songs that I always either hit replay on or really got motivated by. And again, some of them came out in the 90s, so they're just songs that really meant something to me in 2013. So the first one, and these are no particular order, they're not any order whatsoever. I Love It by Iconopop. I love that song. I love a lot of dance tunes. Anything that can make me dance or really get my blood pumping. I really get go for. I'm not a big country guy at all, so don't expect any of that. So it's pretty much all dance stuff. Clarity by Zedd featuring Foxes. I love that song. Clarity reminds me of a person. So that's that's a good thing. That when that song came out, I didn't think that I'd like it, but after a while, it just got stuck in my head, and I love that song. So Clarity, that was really good. Blurred Lines, the #1 song of this year. I was one of those ones that really enjoyed it as well. Blurred Lines, a very controversial song, although I just like to dance to it. Hey. So it doesn't bother me at all. The Other Side from Jason Derulo, that's another song that I really liked. For whatever reason, just a great dance song, got me going and got my blood pumping, and really dug that song. That song was on my iPod, to say the least. This came out in the 90s. This is Crazy from Seal. I'd always loved this song, but I really hadn't gotten that into it. And then I finally, I got it on my iPod, and the song was just, oh man, all throughout the summer, I was jamming to that song, ready to go, ready to have some fun, and that's what I really enjoyed. Summertime Sadness from Lana Del Rey, the Cedric Gervais remix. Very, very good song, even in its own right, without the remix, but the remix was great. I still to this day listen to it. It gets me going, and it gets me ready for the day, and I really I really dig that song. And one that I didn't think I didn't like until 3 months after that, it came out, was Closer from Tegan and Sara. I really dug that song. I don't know why. I like it. It's a Beautiful Day by Michael Bublé. That's one of the great breakup songs ever if you're a guy. And I just, for whatever reason, I heard it and I loved it, and I still to this day, whenever I'm feeling a certain kind of way, I listen to it and it gets me into a better mood. Another Iconopop song, All Night. Very good song, especially when you're getting out and ready to go to party. You get that song playing, it kind of pumps you up. I dug it. Then there was Seven Nation Army from the White Stripes. Then there's also the Glitch Mob remix of Seven Nation Army. So those are the kind of the two songs that are just like that. They all sound great. And that's for my Ravens fans. We know the Seven Nation Army chant, and the Glitch Mob remix was so good. I used to run to that. It used to really get me going. Two Avicii songs. One came out this year. One was his first big hit. Wake Me Up. That's a great song. I didn't think I'd like it. But I just kept hearing it on the radio, and then it would get stuck in my head, and then I'd listen to it and be like, "Oh my God, this is so good!" And that was one of my favorite songs of the year, "Wake Me Up." And one that I've always listened to is "Levels" from Avicii. If I ever need to get pumped up for anything, I put on Levels, and that just gets me going. I'm ready to go, ready to take on whatever I need to take on, and that's always great. I have a soft spot in my heart for Kesha. I don't know why. So Timber with Pitbull featuring Kesha, that was a great song. I just remember at the Christmas party dancing to that really hardcore, and it was just it was a good time, a good night. Yes, I am a big dancer. File91e is a giant dancer. I love to dance. Still Into You from Paramore. I'm not a big Paramore fan, but I love this song. I think it's great, especially it really shows when you really love somebody, when you really, really love somebody, and after all, some time has passed, the fact that you could be still into somebody's, pretty good. And I like the passion that she sings with, and I just like it. I thought it was really good. Animals by Martin Garrix. It's just a techno song, and it's been in a lot of vines and things like that. Like when the beat drops, everybody falls over. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. When I finally found out what the song was, I listened to it and I liked it. I love that song, so that was really good. A couple of these songs are kind of new right now for me, so let's see. Oh wait, this isn't. Some Nights by Fun. That kind of started off my year. Really love that song. That's another song that really gets you motivated and just kind of pumped. Sail from AWOL Nation. Everybody likes that one. Blink by the band UV UK. Again, it was a random song that I heard on the radio, and that came out like 2 years ago. But I heard it on the radio, and I was like, that's really cool. And again, it's struck a chord with me. Safe and Sound by Capital Cities. Again, a very, very good song. I love that song. That was a big song in the during the summer and whatnot, and I'm sure you'll hear that in the remixes to come. There's a band out called Cerebro, and they have a song now called Me Me Me, and they're a Russian a trio group, and it's stupid, and I love it. I love this song. I love that, and they have a song called Mama Lover. It is hilarious, and it sounds like 70s disco mixed with modern electro, EDM stuff. So I really dug that, and you got Mama Lover and Me 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 by the band called Cerebro with Serebro. That's what it is. Now these next three are they're the last three. They're relatively new songs to me, and they're the ones that I've been kind of listening to constantly in the past 3 weeks or so. One is Dark Horse by Katy Perry. My friend Amberly, she mentioned that song to me. I heard it once. I thought it was stupid. Then I heard it the second time. Kind of liked it. Heard it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times after that. And it's been one of those songs that I just like to listen to. And I start dancing to it. I couldn't figure it out. But she always, she got me. She's like my, she's a dance teacher, so she has we always talk about music a lot, and she has songs that I like, and I have songs that she likes, so we always get together with that. We work together, and it's really cool. Another one that I didn't like ever, and it's now one of my favorite songs ever, is Pompeii from Bastille. I didn't think that I would like this song. I couldn't figure out why people were liking it, so I bought it anyway. because I had a Xbox, or not an Xbox, an iTunes gift card. I got it and I started listening to it, and it really gets you going. I mean, that song is pretty deep, and I really enjoyed that song. And then the final one, the one song that I guess I go out with for this year is called "This Is What It Feels Like" by Armin van Buuren, featuring some whatever who sings it. This is what it feels like, and it's a great song, and I don't know why I like it so much, but I guess I like the message and just the beat to it, and it just kind of, it gets me going, and to me it's a good song to end this year on, because I really don't know why. I just like it. I like the way it kind of sends you off, and into 2014, and hopefully 2014 will be a better year for me, but I'm the only one that can make that happen. Some luck can happen along the way, but I have to make my own luck, and you have to make your own luck in 2014 or in any year. You have to just go out and take life by the horns, because life will never ever give you anything, and that's one thing I got to remember. So I'm hoping that I can drop some weight and get myself healthier. I think I'm really excited about the prospect of it. But even if it doesn't happen, I can't be too hard on myself. I have to just kind of work at it. It's not going to happen overnight, and I just got to be ready for whatever life throws at my way, and just try to handle it as good as I can, whether it be good, bad, or whatever. So here's hoping 2014 is going to be great. Thank you guys for listening to this long video. I want to be getting ready. It's around 6 o'clock right now. I want to be getting ready to go out and see what the town has to offer here. And again, I'll be responsible. If you're going to be going out, be responsible too. It's a very important thing to just be responsible when either drinking or doing whatever you're doing. Just be responsible tonight. Don't be stupid. Don't do anything you won't regret in 2014. Don't start off 2014, stupidly, I guess you could say. So yeah, thanks, for watching this long, hour and 7-minute long video. I hope you guys, got something out of it. I know I did. I just needed to talk and get out all my frustrations and stories about 2013. So I'll see you guys in 2014. I'll see you guys next year. I'm really looking forward to, to just whatever comes along. And I know I'll have some Disney Infinity stuff for you tomorrow. Start off, this channel right with some Disney Infinity stuff, and I might be doing some playthroughs, whatnot. So just keep your eye out for that. And yeah, I think normally I would say things like, if you're watching this because this is an unboxing, go to this, that, and the other. But no. Thanks for watching. This is File91e. This is Nick. All from my heart to you guys. Have a really safe, happy New Year, and all the wishes, all the luck to you guys. I think 2014 is going to be a good year. So let's see what happens. See you guys.